Hello, hello, and welcome to another update video on Ethereum. So the Ethereum chart has fulfilled so far downside expectations in this WXY structure. I'm here on the 30-minute chart and will in this video also take a look at the heat map, liquidation heat map, or yeah, just heat map. So we'll see where some liquidity could be grabbed, because that is very much in line with the analysis here. So we're going to take a look at that. Absolutely. And but for now, we start with the Elliott wave structures. I'm not going to talk about the bigger picture, the larger time frame. Did that in the last video. We'll do that probably later. So make sure you subscribe if you're interested in that. Here on the smaller time frame, though, we're following a very, very nice and well-defined price channel at the moment. And you see that we're currently trying to move away from the lower boundary line to the upper boundary line. You can also say or see that this move to the downside is actually nicely in a 45-degree angle and characterized by a lot of overlapping price structures. Yeah, so if these overlaps between the highs and the lows, that's exactly what we want to see in such a corrective pullback. All right, not impulsive structure. You see how sometimes people ask me, how can I recognize the difference between an impulse and a correction? Or a diagonal or something. Well, you see the difference. Well, this was very impulsive looking, no overlapping price structures, right? So you had a wave 1, a wave 2. The 3 is up there. There's no overlap between a wave 1 or a wave 4, at least not now. But these are typically very impulsive looking structures where the corrections don't overlap with the previous swing highs, right? Here is completely different. What does it mean? It means the buyers are still there. It means the bears have difficulties to drive the price lower. It still is being driven lower, but we haven't broken support, right? So we are holding above critical Fibonacci support levels, and we're also holding still above the green line at around $4,100, which is a critical level. You know that if you watched previous video updates, right? You know that the $4,100 level is absolutely critical, key. It's a level that absolutely must hold to keep the bullish perspective alive. Actually, the directly bullish perspective. Now, it's not the end of the world. If we break below that level, we talked about it. In that case, the alternative scenario would be highlighted here. It's a broader wave 4 already. In that case, $3,370 means that we are. Holding 3,370 means we could still be in the larger bullish pattern. But below that level, it's going to get really difficult for the bulls, okay? So it's important that we're holding here upper support for now, which we are. And you can see that structurally, we're currently working on what I would consider a WXY structure. That's a complex correction. Bitcoin has done something similar, best I can tell, even though the structures look a little bit different. And the price has completed a wave W, a wave X, and now the Y wave is an ABC structure, A, B, and in the C wave we wanted to see 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my view has been and is that we need to see a break above the upper boundary line of the trend channel for a first indication a low is in. At the moment, obviously, we haven't broken above that upper boundary line yet, and the move to the upside from the low appears to be only a 3-wave move up. It's not impulsive enough, but this is the space. This is it. The wave count is full. Now we can always find room for another low, right? So it can always give us that final last low. And please note that a decisive break below $4,120 would indicate that we are already in the larger degree wave 4. But it's a decisive break, so just a wick below 4,120 would not invalidate the pattern or anything, right? So at this point, I think further downside cannot be ruled out, but this is exactly the spot where the bulls could show up. Very interesting spot, very key spot. And if we get one more high from here, 4,900 to 5,120 would be my next target area. In the first step, obviously here, this previous swing high, right? That's at 4,760. Now, there is low volume, which is normal in a correction. So at some point then it will go up, and that would indicate an upside breakout. Now we also wanted to take a look at the liquidation heat map. Now you can see here, this is the larger degree one, yeah. This is the larger degree one. And you see there is some liquidity here. This is zoomed out, obviously, but this is that there is some liquidity to grab here, potentially around $4,130, right? Now we can also zoom in but around 4,130 there is some liquidity to grab. This is basically this, yeah. You see it here, yeah. So this is very much in line with that 78.6 retracement level. And to the upside, obviously, we've got the next cluster around 4,400 to 4,450. But this could be an indication that the market might go for that liquidity cluster, remove it before going up. That is also still very much in line with this. I mean, here 4,120 is the 50% retracement. It would support that. Even in this particular scenario, it's just important that the bulls show up before the price breaks decisively below that level. So yeah, that shows, I think, there is definitely still another level of interest here, even in this scenario. We're not out of the woods yet, but this is already the area where the buyers should show up. But then we need to see 5 waves up for a confirmation of a reversal. It hasn't happened yet. I'll keep you updated. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, if you want to stay up to date, check out our X profile. I invite you to join us there as well, because if you want to stay up to date, informed, this is sometimes where we do it before, YouTube. Obviously, it can take time to update and make a video and everything. So on X, it's sometimes a bit faster. Obviously, not, you don't get as many updates here as in our membership, but still, it's another space where you can connect, discuss, and get updates. So check it out. And yeah, hope to see you there. The link is in the description and in the comment section. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.